Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Swedes Farm. It's Rich. I want to tackle a topic today that a few people brought up to me. I had not planned to even address this. Something I've been thinking about and something apparently a lot of you are thinking about as well. But we're 2 days from the U.S. general election and people are asking, what ideas we've got for preparing in case stuff happens afterwards. Holly and I have actually been thinking about this for quite a while and been kind of planning. Now, you guys know we are not preppers. We're not, the end of the world's coming and, I've got a bunker and all this stuff buried and ammunition up to the teeth. That's not us. Our whole farm has been built on self-sufficiency. We're kind of that side of the equation. What can we do to be self-sufficient and provide for ourselves? With that said, we live in Minnesota and we've been through the stuff that went on down in Minneapolis a few years ago and the ramifications of all that and the city burning, the chunks of it burning down. So do I think something's going to happen? I hope not. I want to be prepared enough just in case something does happen, and I hope all of you are too. Now I'm going to put this out hopefully later tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. We've got a day before the election and a chance to do a couple things. If you haven't done anything, I'd urge you to think about it and maybe do a few things. What have we done, or what are we also continuing to do up till the last second to be ready? The one thing, both our cars and we've got extra tanks, we're having everything full of fuel. If you do anything, go top off your tank, get it full. You never know what you're going to need it for. If things shut down, gas is something that could either skyrocket or be in short supply, or both. So fill up your tanks. We've got some extra tanks just in case we need it for other things, but we're getting fuel. On the side of that, in case we need some other things, we've got a supply of cash, just in case. And we're not grabbing $100 bills. We're getting all sorts of small denomination, in case you gotta buy things, you gotta, little things. You might want to trade with your neighbor or something. I don't want to just have a $100 bill to grab something. So some cash, supplies. Remember back to the pandemic, the first thing that went, toilet paper. I remember people in line for toilet paper, and we, went to our store and it was, you can only get 5 rolls or something, or 1/8 pack of toilet paper. So grab toilet paper. If anything's going to go, that might be the first thing, and it's always good to have that on hand. It's not like you're not going to use it over your life, so stock up on that. Water, a big thing. Water, if you can get big 5-gallon jugs or any of that, just in case. Again, it's one of those things that you will use, but if something happens here, especially a lot of this is, I'm gearing this towards people more towards the city or the suburbs. We're out in the country. Do I think things are going to happen out here? Would there be incident going on, or would I feel unsafe to go outside? Probably not, but it's good to have those things on hand. So this is geared, I guess, more towards the cities and the suburbs, but have your water. You never know if something were to get shut down, then you've got your water. And along with that, food. Stock your pantry. And I'm saying grab stuff that you want to eat. Don't grab a bunch of peanut butter and jelly if you don't like peanut butter and jelly. Grab items that you really want to eat, so you've got supplies that you want to use. Easy to cook meals. We've been stocking up as just part of our normal life here from the garden. In fact, we'll have a video coming out a little bit on our final harvest and what we got for the whole year. As far as food goes for us, we're in a good spot with a bunch of chickens who are laying every day. They are laying more eggs than we could ever eat in a day. So as long as I keep them in food and they can free range, we're doing okay as far as that part of food. That reminds me of one other thing. Make sure that you've got provisions set aside for your animals, whatever your animals might be. And for us, it's chickens. Other people have pigs and cows and stuff. Make sure you've got supplies for them, and also your pets. Don't forget the pet food and all that. We don't have any pets, but if you've got some, don't forget them. Stock up on that in case something were to happen. First aid. If you in anything, if you're down in a hurricane area, if you're up with us in tornado area, you never know when you're going to need some first aid, and it might not be available. We've got a nice big bag of all sorts of supplies, and that has and will continue to serve us well in case there's an emergency. I was part of the CERT team, the Community Emergency Response Team, when I lived in the suburbs, and so part of that was getting a to-go emergency bag. So I've got a big bag full of everything from a pick and something to shut off the gas and water at a house to all sorts of first aid, everything from Band-Aids on up, and a way to help identify people if they're really bad off. So get your first aid, and to tie in with that, make sure you got your medications. If your prescription's due, call it in today and see if you can pick it up tomorrow before things could happen. It's always nice to have your medication should you need that. Communication. Who knows what would happen if there was civil unrest or something. I've got several videos if you want to check it out, but being a ham radio operator, I've got plenty of communication tools. If Holly and I needed to communicate, we've got some very short range stuff. For longer range, I've got my radio that fits in the car and all the different antennas that just go on a mag mount on the roof of the car, and I could talk around my region, around the state, around the country, around the world, to get information or to communicate with others. So I'm feeling really good about communication, but if you don't have any communication other than your cell phone, you might want to think about that. Even some walkie-talkies, some family radio service walkie-talkies you can get at the store, or GMRS radios that you can get at the store. A couple of family radio little walkie-talkies can get you communication out to 2-3 miles, depending on your terrain, maybe even further. Think about communication. Now, the next thing is getting a little more, I don't want to say intense, but if you don't have if you're in an area that you think there could be civil unrest, I think back to Minneapolis and areas burning. If I'm in that area, I'm getting out. And because the guard didn't get called in for a while, I'm getting out of there. And if you are in an area maybe like that, having a to-go bag with clothes and a set of shoes and several sets of clothes and other garments, coats and such, things that you need, supplies to go on the quick. Pulling together a to-go bag is a great idea. The next piece is going to be stuff that gets a little more intense, and you got a day to figure it. That's not a lot, but heat or power. Those are things that are usually more involved for people. It could be as simple as, we've been cutting wood and we've got plenty of wood for warmth. We've got several small tanks of propane for various uses. We've got other means of heat should we need it. As far as power, or a generator, that's a huge part if the grid were to totally go down. Being without power and not being able to run our well, all the things in our house or around the farm, that's some big stuff. Is anything going to happen? I don't know. I really don't. We have never been a more divided country than we are now, and I don't have to tell you about that. It is unbelievable how divided we are. Every topic has a political overtone. You can just feel the forces at work, from the television networks to the people who are pulling the strings behind the scene. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and there's definitely two sides to our country. I'm hoping that should your side lose, that you feel disappointed, but use that as an opportunity to move ahead and start working on making the country better. Now, should there be unrest, I hope there isn't, but if there is, I hope some of these things have helped you out. People were just asking what we're doing. We're just stocking up. We're stocking up so that should things happen, we don't have to go out and get anything. We are contained here on the farm and we're in good shape. So if you've got other ideas on things that kind of last minute ideas, stuff that I forgot, put them down below. If you got comments on this, I don't want to get into a political discussion. I've tried to keep our channel and the whole thing kind of non-political. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to be an alarmist. This is not one of those channels that is, the world is coming to an end on Tuesday night. This is more, hey, we're preparing just in case, and I hope all of you are too. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting couple of days here as the politics winds down, and then the post election gears up. I don't know. I hope everything stays safe. Thanks to those of you, there's a couple that were really saying, do a video. Hopefully this fulfilled what you were looking for, and I hope we're all safe. Everybody take care, and love to hear your comments below what you're doing, not just for preparing for something like this, but just preparing overall our self-sufficiency. All right, everybody take care.